Welcome back everyone to David at Go To Hobbies. Right, the UK economy. We're on the brink of World War III. We're on the brink of a massive recession. Why do I say that? Well, where do I start? UK government. What has the UK government done? Let me think. Let's just think for a minute. What good have this Labour government done? They've given the train drivers a £10,000 a year pay rise. Screw the pensioners, screw the farmers, let's borrow some money from China. So they haven't got a very good track record, have they? Excuse the pun. But Labour is an absolute loose rail, a train on a never-ending rail, because it's not going anywhere. If you use the analogy of a railway line, where you've got a stop at one end, a stop at the other, but you've got Labour, they're running along the track, they've got no engine, they've got no good brake van at the back, and there's no sidings coming off either side so they can divert off a course and try to avoid the inevitable. So they're running down this track, and they're going down, and it's going faster and faster and faster because they're on a downhill slope. And at the end of it is the abyss. Nothing. And you know what they're doing? They're taking all the UK down this train line with them into the unknown, into the abyss of the apocalypse. And you think to yourself, where are they taking us? Be great if we had a bleeding crystal ball to see what the future holds. Well, we don't. But I know one thing. There's good two possibilities. Within the next 6 months to a year, we could be having a World War III because of Putin. This government is totally and utterly incompetent because they don't know what they're doing, they don't know how to do it, and they've got no backbone. Why do I say this? Look at their track record. What have they done? Well, they've certainly done one thing, and that is pissed people off. And not only that, they've put people's backs up, they've tried to hide things, they've tried to mislead us, and they've lied to us. I mean, all governments, to be honest with you, they do lie. They tell quite a few porky pies, don't they? But so Labour's no different from that. But what sets Labour apart, Conservative? I'm not a Conservative person. I'm not a Labour person. I'm a Reform person. Why am I Reform? Because it's about the only party, Nigel Farage, people that have actually had a business and know what it takes to build a business. I used to have my own business, so I know what hurdles I've got to jump through to get where I want to go to. But this government, they make these plans with no idea what they're doing. They got these special advisors in their little golf balls, and they think, oh, which one shall we pick today? Which golf ball should we have? Should we have the nutty one? Should we have the fruit bat one? Or should we have the total raving lunatic one? Well, they're picking these golf balls as advisors because, you know, they're idiots. And the trouble is, none of them, or I can't say, but I'd say none of them have got any experience of grassroots, down to earth, what it takes to survive in this world. They just have not got a dicky bird's clue. They are totally, utterly living in the cloud cuckoo land, somewhere up here, and we're down there at the very bottom of the pecking order, and they don't care about us. They have not got a flipping clue what they're doing. So how can they see the little man down the bottom? We're non-existent. They're flying at 40,000 feet in cloud cuckoo land, right? The Labour Party and these special advisors and their advisors, they're up in that plane with them, and they're going along, and they're looking out the window. Oh, that's a nice, pretty sight. Can't see anyone. No, because you're on flipping cloud 9. Talk about start raving absolute bonkers. They need to come down to reality. This Labour Party is living in cloud cuckoo land. If they're not living in cloud cuckoo land, I'll tell you what they are doing. They've got their heads stuck up their backsides, and they can't see daylight because all it is a black abyss or brown abyss for them. Sorry, but I've got to have a laugh at them. They're an absolute load of flipping morons. I mean, to be honest with you, it is literally endless, because I love taking the piss out of them because they're completely, utterly incompetent, useless morons. I mean, look at that David Lammy. He's a flipping fruit bat, isn't he? Super moron of the year. They all are. They bloody all are. That Rachel Reeves, Angela Rayner, and the plonker of them all, Starmer. I've got to tell you this, if you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it again. He's in a conference, he's telling these delegates all this, that and the other, making up all this BS as usual. And what does he come out? About the hostages in what Hamas have got. Yeah? So what does he say? We want to get the... not hostages. This plonker says we want to get the sausages out. Oh, hostages. He's a flipping fruit bat, isn't he? What an absolute moron was... Okay, it's our Prime Minister of the UK. Got to make an exception. He's a bleeding moron, isn't he, eh? And do you know what? How the hell did he get to be the Prime Minister? God only knows. What did they see in him? Well, it wasn't intelligence, was it? Eh? Was it his charisma? What charisma? Intelligence? Nah, ain't got none. A loose moron. Absolutely loose, wacky moron. His character. Bloody hell. If he can call call sausages instead of hostages. He was in charge of the Crown Prosecution Service, where he's getting murderers off. I think it was Brazil. So to say that these murderers that have killed, murdered, everything else as well. But what happens? So Keir Starmer got him off the charges. It's wrong, isn't it? It's absolutely wrong. But at the end of the day, we've got him as our Prime Minister. All I'm going to say is God help us all. And now the dogs are starting to bear with. Sorry about that. Wife had just turned up and the daughter come home. So where was I? Yeah. Start raving mad Labour Party. And to be honest with you, what can I say? Ruled by a bunch of morons, and they haven't got a clue. They've got no business experience, and I reckon Donald Trump would he do? Annex the UK so we become America's 51st state. And I couldn't wait for that day, because I think UK is a complete, utter non-existence anymore, because our government has destroyed it. They've let thousands upon thousands, or governments shall I say, thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of immigrants in. Why? Cheap labour for businesses. But what about us British workers? What about us families? What about our children? What about our pensioners, our farmers, our workers? Don't we have a say? I don't know about you, but nothing this government can do now will make anything better. I think I've got much chance of seeing pigs fly as this government getting things sorted out. I've lost all confidence in these morons, and I feel I can't trust them. I just cannot trust them. Because I can tell you now, if they hadn't have done what they have done, it wouldn't be so bad. But I'll leave you with this, and that's this. They can't do right for doing wrong. Everything they say, it's like Medusa. But instead of the look, it's the touch. And everything Labour does just turns to crap. People's jobs, the British values, the British way. We used to be some country. We used to have an identity. That's what made England different, the British people. But now, what do we have? We have literally, virtually every nationality in the sun living in the UK. Open borders, the land of plenty. Why do they come here? Because they've got their friends, relatives, families. Why? Because our bloody stupid government let them in. Who we got to blame? These twats that are civil servants advising the government. Special advisors. Well, what would they do in the old days? It's called treason, isn't it? Betraying the British people, betraying our king and country. They would have been hung, drawn and quartered. Or faced the guillotine. Or, at the best case scenario, stuck in the gallows, stuck in the dungeons and left to rot. Totally, utter madness that with the British economy is going. The British government don't care a flying hoot, and we are absolutely in a dire strait. So come on, Trump, do something about the UK, and at least put this government out of their bloody misery, because they are not worth a carrot, and they are destroying the British people, and us British folk are sick and tired of it. I don't think the British government have got literally a clue what they're doing. Whereas Donald Trump, at least he knows what he's doing. The Americans respect him. Okay, not everyone. Some people like him, some people don't. Okay, he's got a lot of bad things, but he's also got a lot of good things. And same with anyone, but not with Sir Keir Starmer and the Labour Party. It just seems like everything they do pisses people off. The deceits, the lies, the misrepresentations, the deceitfulness, going behind people's backs and destroying all of our trusts. That is what the Labour government is doing. That's the Labour government's policy, and we're all doomed thanks to the Labour government. And we've only got one chance, and that is for Nigel Farage and Reform UK. So, why don't you let me know in the comments below what you think? What would you do? How would you deal with this Labour government? How does the Labour government make you feel? Are you a Conservative, a Labourite? Are you a Liberal Democrat, a Green Energy Party candidate, or whatever? Yeah? Have your say. Let me know what you think, because you have a right to voice your opinion and say what you think this government is doing right or wrong. As far as I can see, all they've done is wrong and no rights. So, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.